You are watching the DocTalk show.
So welcome back. We are discussing exactly how you can lose weight. We have learned that almost 80% of weight gain is attributed to your diet. So we are going to learn exactly which are the best foods to eat that will help you maintain or lose weight, how much you should eat, and which foods you should avoid in order to prevent gaining weight.
So before we talk about the foods, I just want to help us to understand the concept. So food has nutrients and calories, and it's the calories that lead to the weight gain. So we would
calories in simplest of terms, like energy, the amount of energy the food gives.
Yes.
So if a food has high calorie, it means it will give a lot of energy, and the body will convert all this energy and store it as fat. So that's what high caloric foods mean.
Yes.
And how about nutrition? High nutrient foods, what do they mean?
So nutrients, we have the macronutrients, proteins, carbs, and fats, but we have micronutrients, vitamins and minerals and antioxidants. And the micronutrients are the ones that keep our metabolism up. So we want to have a diet that is high in micronutrients and low in calories.
And low in calories.
Yes.
So that the body will have more micronutrients, but it stores less fat because there's low calories. So which are these foods? So we'd say the foods which have high calories are not good.
Yeah, so high calories with low nutrients are the ones we want to try and avoid.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there's the first of them is sugar and sugary foods. So what I'm talking about is crystal sugar. We're talking about drinks high in sugar like soda. We're talking about packed drinks. Sugar is 100%.
Like the processed juices?
Yes.
Okay.
So where there's sugar, that's 100% glucose. So that's 100% the most energy dense in the scale.
It means it has very high calories in it. And all those calories will be converted into fat and stored, hence the weight gain.
Yes.
So in other words, they're telling people not to take sugar.
If you want to lose weight, if you want to maintain a healthy weight, you really want to cut out sugar or reduce it to a very small amount. There's no way you can take sugar and expect to maintain a healthy weight unless you're taking very little of it. So it's the first thing you want to cut out.
The sugars.
Yes.
Okay.
The second thing is what we call refined carbohydrates. So certain carbohydrates can be refined. Like carbohydrates come mainly from grains and starches. So if you get a grain and you refine it, like refined wheat, okay, refined maize flour, and the foods made from these are very good foods for weight gain. And so
for example, which type of foods
under refined wheat, we have bread. This is brown, white, yellow.
Okay.
We have chapati. We have mandazi. We have cakes. We have biscuits. We have
cookies.
We have pasta or spaghetti.
So these are they call refined carbohydrates.
Yes.
And they have very high calories in them.
Yeah, so because when you get, for example, maize has calories and fiber and nutrients. But when you mill it and make posho, you remove the fiber, you remove the nutrients, you remove the things that make it healthy, and you stay with starch and energy. And so foods made from refined grains are just energy dense. And this also includes posho, the white posho.
The white posho, what you call super or something like that.
Yeah, I think they call it like grade 1 or something. And
but the white type, the white posho is what we're talking about. What we commonly eat in schools, maybe that's why they are good for school children, because they have very high energy levels. But in terms of losing weight, you would say they are probably not recommended.
No, these are not recommended. If you want to eat posho, you'd rather eat maize, whole maize. We'll talk about those in foods to eat.
Okay.
But also white rice. So white rice is also polished. And so it's one of the foods that is one of the obstacle foods, because many people have a lot of white rice in their diet. And even though
everyone loves rice.
Yeah.
Very many people love rice.
And even small portions of white rice, because they are energy dense, can actually contribute to weight gain.
To weight gain.
Yeah.
Okay, so sugars and the refined carbohydrates like the biscuits, bread, posho, white rice, chapatis, mandazis.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we should watch out for to avoid gaining weight?
Yes, dairy products, milk and milk products.
All dairy products.
Yeah, so milk, yogurt, cheese, ice cream, chocolate. Milk is a food that is rich in nutrients and calcium, but it's very, very high calorie. You know, a calf will grow 120 kilos in 1 year. I mean, milk is such an energy-dense food that if you're having a high amount of milk in your diet, you're easily going to gain weight. That's why we see many of our children drinking lots of milk are very chubby. And so you really want to rethink milk. And like we talked about in the previous shows, cow's milk especially is made for cows. And
Not for people.
it's not made for human beings.
Oh, okay.
And so although they are technically milk, it's actually not very good for us. Other foods we want to also avoid or reduce is red meat. You know, red meat may not necessarily always be bad for us, but it's very high calorie. And animal products should not be eaten more than twice or thrice a week. And so we want to eat less animal foods, less red meat. And red meat, by the way, is pork. Pork is red meat.
Pork, beef,
Mutton,
rabbit meat,
yes.
goat meat.
Yes.
All this is categorized as. Not people commonly think pork is a type of white meat.
Yeah, so there's that misconception because sometimes pork looks white, or because when you cook it, it changes color. But pork is technically red meat according to the World Health Organization.
Essentially, it is a red type of meat. So we're saying the red meats will contribute a lot to gaining weight.
Yeah, so we want to eat those once in a while and in moderation. The other thing we want to avoid is oil, refined oil, cooking oils, the normal oils people are using. You know, oil is 100% fat.
So it doesn't even need conversion from.
It doesn't need conversion.
The body doesn't have to change it. To just whatever is put in will be kept as fat.
And oil has 2.5 times, or fats have 2.5 times as many calories as protein and carbohydrates. So anything that is that is very oily is very high calorie, and so we want to stay away from them. Although there are some exceptions like avocado oil, like coconut oil and olive oil. In moderation, these are fine. The other thing people want to reduce is alcohol. You know, alcohol is one of these tricky things because alcohol also is calorie dense. It actually has more calories than sugar.
It's very true. A bottle of alcohol can actually take you. People who drink alcohol, someone can survive on alcohol without food. And the reason is because alcohol contains a lot of calories in it. So it's providing energy for the body, for the body metabolism to run.
Exactly.
But like we said, too much calories or too much energy simply means the body is going to change all of that into fat and hence gain weight. So the golden question is, if alcohol is bad, would you say people shouldn't drink alcohol at all?
No, not really, because alcohol in moderation, like red wine, will have a bit of benefits. It's really how much you drink that is an issue.
It's how much to drink. So what is the safe amount to drink?
So, I mean, according to like the World Health Organization, they'll say that no more than 2 drinks per day if you're a man, and no more than 1 drink per day if you're a woman. And of course, they classify what a drink is. One drink is 1 beer, 350 mils, 1 glass of wine, or 1 to 2 shots of spirits. But I personally think that we should not have more than 6 to 7 drinks per week. And if you're having more than that, like you said rightly, the body's using those for calories first, and then what you're eating is then stored away.
Yeah, there's another interesting concept in alcohol. Some people say, I drink once a week, but I'll drink like 8 bottles of beer, like how many shots of alcohol? But it's only once in a week. What is your opinion on that?
Well, the thing is the daily allowance is 2 drinks. And that's for a reason, because your liver, which has to handle this, if you have more than 2 drinks, that's too much work on your liver. You're sort of poisoning it with so much alcohol. And even if you have 8 drinks in 1 week, and that's the whole weekly limit, you're putting too much pressure on your liver.
At the single point.
At a single point.
And either way, the body is still going to change the excess 6 units you've put in and change it all into fat and keep it.
Yeah, I mean, people who drink alcohol have what we call fatty livers, because the liver easily converts that into fat. So alcohol is really one of the obstacles to a healthy weight. But we're not saying you don't necessarily have to avoid it completely, but just reduce the amount.
So
You are watching the DocTalk Show.